Hi everybody, it's Richard here again. Welcome to another video. A couple of weeks ago I did a Jam ranking video ranking their singles, and the Jam were my favourite group in the very early 80s, but my second favourite group were the Clash. So I thought, well, we just can't do a Jam video, we must do a Clash video as well. Now the Clash had 6 albums, which I'm not going to rank because most people would rank them exactly the same. So I'm going to do the same as I did with the Jam, and I'm going to attempt to rank their singles. Now, their first single was in '77, and their last single as with Mick Jones in the band was in 1982. They reformed again without Jones in '85 to do, or was it '86? I think it was '85. Do the Crap album, and there was one single release from it. I am going to include that, but I'm not going to include some songs that were singles in other countries. For example, Train in Vain was a single in America, but it wasn't a single in the UK. And the things like Return to Brixton, which was a rework of The Guns of Brixton, was a single in the early 90s. So this is basically the singles from '77 to '82 in the UK, plus the one from '85. Okay. Right, number 18, and it's the one from '85, is This Is England. This is alright actually. It's a bit cheesy as well whenever it comes to the backing vocals for This Is England, and it's a little bit overproduced. I saw the Clash live around this time without Mick Jones, and I thought they were really good. But unfortunately Mick Jones wasn't there, so it wasn't quite the Clash. It's more Joe Strummer plus a backing band, although Paul Simonon was in the band. But I still think this is probably their weakest. There is a track actually on the album called 3 Card Trick, which is really, really good, and I believe should have been the single instead of This Is England. Okay, so of the singles proper, number 17 is The Call Up from 1980. This was the first single to be released from Sandinista, and it's got joint vocals with Strummer and Mick Jones. It's basically an anti-war song, but it's a little bit bland. It doesn't really go very far, or it doesn't change much. It's all the same the whole way through. It's okay, but it's not one of the most exciting singles. It's more for the words really than the music, but you'll find that most of the Clash songs were very political anyway. But this is my number 17. Number 16 from 1981, and this is Radio Clash, which I think is actually quite good. It starts off brilliantly with that insane laughter, and it goes into a really good sort of a dub type groove dance track. Enjoy it, it's great, but it's quite far down the list. There are better ones, so there is. So this is my number 16. Number 15, and I'm going to go with maybe a bit of surprise for some of you, but I'm going to go with the double A side, Straight to Hell and Should I Stay or Should I Go. I think Should I Stay or Should I Go is the most popular track, obviously, because it actually did reach number 1 in the 90s. But Straight to Hell is the better song of the two. I think Should I Stay or Should I Go is a real attempt at trying to write something accessible. And I think it would have been better. I know Mick Jones wrote the song, although by this stage the songs were all credited to the Clash. I think it would have been better with Joe Strummer actually singing it. So Straight to Hell itself has it starts off with an almost new romantic feel to it, which I think is really, really good. But it's the one that nobody seems to remember. So that's my number 15. Okay. Number 14 is from Sandinista, and this is Hitsville UK. The vocals of this are from Mick Jones and his then girlfriend Ellen Foley, or Foley, I think it's Foley, who most people will know as the girl singer on Meat Loaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light. She also had a solo career, and I think Jim Steinman wrote for her as well. I know that Ian Hunter wrote a song for her. But this starts off very Supremesy, You Can't Buy Me Love, and it's like a very catchy little Motown 60s song. It's a big surprise for the Clash, but I do actually enjoy it. I think it's very, very good. You just would never expect them to record something like this. But yeah, this gets my number 14. Number 13 from the same album. And this is The Magnificent Seven, and this is really a rap song over a continuous bass loop, which is a fantastic bass loop, and Joe Strummer raps away really well. Actually, this is before Blondie's what's the Rapture, so this was obviously influenced by the Sugar Hill Gang and an early British rap effort, and before Adam Ants and rap, which I did like, I must admit I did like, but this is good, and it's the bass riff that carries this. Excellent. I like this song, and this is number 13. Number 12 from 82, and we have Rock the Kasbah, and this was quite popular in America. It did okay in the UK, it got top 30. The drummer was more or less responsible for the piano-y part at the start and the basic tune of the song, but his lyrics were allegedly rejected by Joe Strummer, who read them apparently and then screwed them up in the ball and threw them over his shoulder. But yeah, this is probably one of their most famous songs, and it actually works really well. The B-side of this on the 12-inch is Mustafa Dance, which is an extended dance version of this, which I actually really do enjoy. In fact, I prefer it to the actual song itself. Okay, number 11, these are falling down. And this is English Civil War. This is based on the Johnny Comes Marching Home. And again, it's basically about corporations, men in suits and so forth. I think this here is a picture, the actual picture here is from a still from Animal Farm. I like this, but I don't think it's their best punk song. It's enjoyable, sits well on the album, but I think there's better songs off Give 'Em Enough Rope, the album was on. The highlight for this single is if you flip it over, you get Pressure Drop, which I'm not too sure who wrote that, but it's an old standard sort of ska reggae number, and it's better than the A-side, but I still enjoy this. This is English Civil War. Okay, number 10, and the single that they disowned, and this is their second single, Remote Control, where the Clash were saying in various interviews, Melody Maker or NME and whatever, that their second single was going to be called Ginny Jones. But the record company went behind their backs and released this instead. This is a Mick Jones led number, and it's a good pop song. It's again, it's another political song really, but it's not quite as strong as their first single, and I can understand why they wanted Ginny Jones. I think Ginny Jones would have been a better choice of a single, either that or Career Opportunities. But this is like the forgotten about one, and they were not happy that this was released. So this is number 10. Number 9, and this is Bank Robber from 1980. This is a reggae number basically, and it's actually very infectious. It does go on, it doesn't vary much throughout the song, but you just can't help but sing it, and this tells you the way they were going with their next album, Sandinista, which is extremely enjoyable. So yeah, Bank Robber, my daddy was a bank robber, he never had no money. It's a really cool song, so I really do enjoy this. This is number 9. Number 8, and their debut single, White Riot. This is again political, White Riot, I want to riot, White Riot, a riot of my own. Yeah, it's from 1977. It's an in your face. This is a slightly different version to the LP version. This starts off with police sirens, and I've just recently found out that the LP version, which starts off with a 1, 2, 3, it actually is a demo, and this was more or less intended to be the finished recording. But yeah, this is good. This is I will show you the Police and all the rest of it. It's just your usual anti-establishment fare, really, from the punk rock era. But it's a great song and highly regarded amongst Clash fans. And at number 7, I will go for Know Your Rights, which is the first single from the Combat Rock album in 1982. This is a great song. This is my favourite song off the album. Joe Strummer's blaring out the three rights with a slight rockabilly guitar bit at the end, which, well, it's actually throughout the song, but it's more prominent at the end. I wish it went on for longer, but I really enjoy this. Know Your Rights, as I say, best song from Combat Rock. And at number 6, I will go with Clash City Rockers. This is their single from '77. This has got a riff very similar to The Who's I Can't Explain, but sped up a bit. It also borrows from the nursery rhyme Oranges and Lemons. Obviously changes the words, and he name checks David Bowie in this actually, but he also name checks Gary Glitter as well. Yeah, this is a punk rock staple. This is more or less them sealing their own history, if you see what I mean. But it's a very upbeat and optimistic type song, and again, it's one of the fans' favourites. This is Clash City Rockers. So at number 5, I will go with probably their most famous song, and that's London Calling. Yeah, this is London is sinking basically. It's in despair. There even is SOS Morse code at the end of this. It's got a great riff to it. It's got a great video. It's done at night time in London. I think it's raining and so forth, but it's very atmospheric. But yeah, it's a good single. Excellent. Is it the best song off the London Calling album? No, I wouldn't think so, but it's not far away. So this is London Calling at number 5. At number 4, I will go with I Fought the Law from the Cost of Living EP. Now, this is a cover version of an old cricket song. The thing about I Fought the Law is I love this song. I just love the song. The Crickets do obviously a great version. It's their song. Roy Orbison does a very good version. Bruce Springsteen does a good live version. This is a brilliant version, but my favourite version is actually the Bobby Fuller 4 from 1966. I will say that the live version of this, which you'll get on the Rude Boy film, I think it's a Rude Boy film, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also From Here to Eternity on the live From Here to Eternity album is better than the studio version, but it's still a great version, and I Fought the Law is my number 4. Number 3, I'm going to give it to White Man and Hammersmith Palais. This is like a slowed down ska number, almost reggae type. This is a more mature song from Joe Strummer lyrically and musically. I know that Jack Burns of Stiff Little Fingers rates this as one of the best songs ever written. The B-side of this is The Prisoner, which is excellent as well. But yeah, this is probably the most favoured song of the Clash by the fans. I really do like it, but I still think there's two that are slightly better. So this is number 3, White Man and Hammersmith Palais. Number 2, I'm going to go with Complete Control. This is the third single, and this is a reply to the record company releasing Remote Control. And they even mention that in the first lyric. They say, or they released Remote Control, we didn't want it on the label. And this is basically a song about wanting to have control really over your own music, and not the big man in big suits taking control. So yeah, this is brilliant. This has got a really good sort of a guitar the whole way through, but whenever Joe Strummer sings "You're My Guitar Hero," it sends shivers. I love this. This is a real good punk classic, and it gets my number 2. And my number 1 is from 1978, Tommy Gun. The drums in this sound like a Tommy gun going off. It's really energetic. Joe Strummer is spitting out the lyrics. I saw this, a performance of this, a live performance on, I think it was a show called Something Else in the early 80s, where they asked you to vote in for some sort of video. They give you about 3 or 4 videos. This is before MTV, so seeing these videos was very difficult. And this I recorded onto a VHS tape, and I must have watched this about 1 million times. Slight exaggeration, but it was this song that really got me into the Clash and made me go out and buy some of their albums and some of their singles. So I love it. Tommy Gun, and the B-side's actually quite fun. It's called 1 2 Crush on You, which is almost like a wee rock and roll type number, punkified, if we put it that way. So yeah, Tommy Gun, number 1. So that's my ranking of the 18 Clash singles. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for now. Bye bye.